21 News.
Good evening, I'm Amy Rutledge.
And I'm Nick Lefebvre. Unofficially, Don Ness is the new mayor of Duluth.
The results from Fox 21 and our news partner, the Duluth News Tribune, are in. We do want to mention that Charlie Bell is not conceding this race tonight. We want to look at the graphic here and show you the results. 53% Don Ness, again, unofficial winner here with 14,837 of the votes. Charlie Bell, 13,246, 47%. Again, Charlie Bell not conceding yet.
Don Ness and his supporters are gathered at the Holiday Center in Duluth tonight. Fox 21's Lisa Waldrop spoke with the apparent winner.
I'm at the Holiday Center in downtown Duluth, where more than 100 supporters have gathered at a party for Don Ness. Don's joining me right now. And Don, what's your reaction to the results?
Well, we're still waiting for that last precinct to come in, so I'm not declaring anything at this point. But we feel good about our effort. We ran a good campaign based on the values and principles and the vision for the campaign that we set out with. And so, obviously we're very pleased with the results so far, and we look forward to getting that last precinct in.
What are some of the top priorities that you will address?
Well, first and foremost is retiree health care. We need to get that under control, and I've been proud of my leadership in supporting the task force report, and I'll continue to do that. Second thing is we need to implement a new modern zoning code, and that process needs to start in January. And then the third thing that I'm interested in doing is just creating a new dynamic sense of in-city government, bringing innovation and customer service to the people of Duluth.
All right, well, thank you, Don, very much for joining
Duluth.
us.
That's reporter Kim Johnson is live with Don Ness. Kim, there's jubilation there tonight.
Hi, Denny. I'm standing here with the man of the night, Mayor-elect Don Ness. How does it feel to be called that?
It's a bit surreal, to tell you the truth. It's going to take a while to get used to that.
And do you have any thoughts about the race, the campaign, any words for your opponent?
Well, I think, I just want to thank Charlie for his efforts in this campaign. I think we did the citizens and the voters of Duluth a real service by focusing on the issues, focusing on our competing visions for the Duluth's future. And the result was a very competitive race and two options for the voters. And it was obviously very close, and there's a tremendous amount of respect for Charlie and support for Charlie in this community, and it's showed by the results of this election.
And now in the primary, you actually came out with fewer votes than Charlie Bell. This time, not the case. What do you think is different here? What happened between then and now?
Well, we made it a point to reach out to some of the other candidates and their supporters after the primary. We also just stayed true to our strategy of getting into the neighborhoods and getting real tangible information, details about our positions on the issues into the hands of voters. And I would like to think that it was based on that, on the detail and the specifics of our policy that pulled us through.
And what can the voters who voted you into office tonight, what can they expect the very first thing that you're going to do for them?
Well, we want to solve the retiree health care. That's what really compelled me to run for office. It's something that I've spent a tremendous amount of time over the past 2 years on, and it's my top priority to carry that forward and have a comprehensive solution in place by the end of 2008.
Well, congratulations to you on your victory tonight.
Thank you, Kim.
Denny, that's all we have here from Don Ness's election celebration night. We will be coming back to us here at the end of the newscast with more.
All right, Kim, thank you. Now, for the second time, Charlie Bell, who is 58 years old, has lost an attempt to become mayor of Duluth. He lost to Herb Bergson 4 years ago, and tonight it was Don Ness who won the prize. We go live now to Sandy Dragg. She's at Mr. D's in the Spirit Valley neighborhood, where Charlie Bell is gathering with his supporters. Sandy?
Hey, Denny, things are really exciting right here. Even though Charlie's just learned that he lost by 1,400 votes, he's on his way over here to talk. A lot of people cheering for him, a lot of excitement here, and here's the man himself now. Mr. Bell, tell me how you're feeling at this hour.
Not as good as at first place. That's a lot more fun.
Yeah, but you still have a lot of support here, 1,400 votes between you and Mr. Ness. What can you say about that?
Well, it was pretty close. If you consider some of the things that happened during the race, some of the forces we were up against, we didn't do too bad.
What do you mean forces you were up against?
Well, for a person like me, business background, community background, I didn't have the political background. And I think people like the politicians. I couldn't say some of the things that I needed to say at the right time, and everything was timing, but we were very happy getting our message out and trying to look at a different way of electing people, and we just fell a little short.
In the last election, when you lost for the mayor's race, you said right off the bat, I'm going to run again. What are you going to do now?
Well, last time I said I wasn't going to run again.
Oh, well, but you decided quickly that you were going to run again.
Well, I did because of what the city council had done with that health care contract. So I thought accountability would come into play, and apparently it doesn't affect the voters that much. So that was my ace in the hole, and it didn't work. So I probably won't see any political race happen again.
All right, Mr. Bell, you put up a good fight. Thank you for joining us. Denny, they waited here until the very last precinct came in. It looks like Charlie Bell has come in second. There's still a lot of enthusiasm here. Back to you.
Sounds like it. Thank you very much, Sandy. All three city council incumbents have lost: Tim Little, Laurie Johnson, and Russ Stover. For a look at the city council at-large race first, we join news anchor Deborah Anderson in the newsroom. Deb, you had an opportunity to talk with the at-large winners.
Well, that's right, Danny. And Duluth City Council will have two new people representing constituents in at-large positions. Jeffrey Anderson and Tony Caneo have won seats on the city council. I had a chance to talk to both of them at their victory celebration, and they're already thinking about what they want to sink their teeth into right away.
Well, we want to work on the things that we've talked to people all across this city about, and that's economic development, it's finishing the fix for retiree health care, and it's fixing our city streets. We've talked about those over and over again, and that's what I want to work on right out of the gate.
I'm really excited to move us into a city that reinvests in its planning department, is making sure that we're always reaching out to the citizens, everyone, and asking them to be a part of the process. And then when they do, when they commit that time and that energy to be a part of building the vision for the future of the city, that we respect that enough to implement the good ideas that come out of that process.
Well, Denny, tonight's winners were obviously very happy at the results of the election, and the bar was packed with supporters who were elated to come out on top. Denny, lots of hugging and handshaking there. Now, I should mention, Anderson and Caneo beat out Becky Hall and incumbent Tim Little.
All right, that they did. Now, in addition to the at-large race, there were three other Duluth City Council seats on the ballot. In the 1st District, Todd Fedora has won, beating incumbent Laurie Johnson by 749 votes. In the 3rd District race between Charlotte Gardner and Heather Rand, Gardner has won with 2,417. And in the 5th District, another upset, incumbent Russ Stover was beaten by Jay Fossil by 957 votes. In the at-large school board race, Gary Glass has beaten Bevan Schraw, 4,334 votes. Reporter Brady Smith joins us with Glass, who, as you may remember, is opposed to Duluth's long-range facilities plan.
Voters have spoken that they want their say.
All right, and of course you're referring to the district's long-range facilities plan, to which you and Mr. Welty are both very outspoken opponents of that. So, is there anything else? What are your goals for when you get onto the school board?
Well, the programming is what has been ignored all of this time, and the programming is what has to be fixed first. The first monies that are allocated need to go to make sure that there's enough teachers and teachers programs that are scheduled for 7 per day and the right transportation. And all of those things combine to making these schools more effective. The effectiveness of the schools is a major focus, and the outcomes that the students will have. And that teachers are the primary determinant as to whether that's going to go ahead. And so that should be the first priority.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Glass.
All right, Brady, thank you. Here are the results now then for the at-large and 1st, 2nd, and 3rd District seats for Duluth School Board. For at-large, as we said, Gary Glass has beaten Bevan Schraw with 13,964 votes. In the 2nd District, Judy Punko has beaten Harry Welty. She had 3,931 votes to Welty's 3,261. And Tim Grover won the 3rd District race with 3,289, actually 4,008 votes now. Tim Grover, 4,008 votes.